Louise, and today I'm going to be reviewing Stephen King's Fairy Tale. If I remember, I'll put a wee picture up and everything. It just depends if I remember or not, because I'm not the world's best at editing yet. I'm working on it. So anyway, this is my first book review that I'm going to be doing. I've been wanting to do it for a wee while. I've been watching a channel called Books in the Dark. It's Kayla Lenzen, and her channel is just amazing. Pretty much every book she reviews is something that I'm interested in, or something that I've read in the past. So I have been wanting to do this, especially since I used to review books years and years ago, back when I was at school, which was a long time ago. So basically, I've signed up to Voracious Readers Only, which is a bit of a mouthful and a bit of a tongue twister if you have to repeat it more than once. And this is my third attempt at a video because I couldn't say it. So anyway, the Stephen King book wasn't through them. And there's another book I'm going to review today in a separate video, don't worry, which wasn't to do with them, but then there's another one. So because I signed up to them, basically they give you, authors will send you free copies of the book, providing you're willing to do a review. And I thought, well, why not? I've been thinking about doing it for a wee while, so why not do it? So I've got a lot to read. I kind of downloaded a few too many books. I got a wee bit carried away getting offered all these free books straight away, so I've got a lot to read. So I thought I'd better get these 3 reviews done that I've been kind of putting off because I've had the cold recently. You might still hear it in my throat a bit. So I've been kind of putting them off until I was able to talk again because my voice has been really bad. So anyway, as I said, today is going to be Stephen King's Fairy Tale, which is, oh my god, it's so amazing. I'm a massive fan of Stephen King as it is. I've read so many books of his, and I know a lot of people are funny, you know, sometimes, oh, his endings are rubbish and blah, blah, blah. That doesn't bother me. But Fairy Tale, I could not put down. It is so good. So basically, it's about a boy named Charlie. So he's 17, I think, and you know, but he's basically writing the story from the perspective of being older. This is something that happened to him when he was 17. So basically, his mum had died and his dad had become an alcoholic, and a load of stuff happened. I'm not going to go into all the details and spoil it for you, but basically, one night he prayed to God and said, if you just stop my dad being an alcoholic, I'll do anything you want, I'll make it up to you, you know. So he starts doing charity work and one thing and another, trying to be a better person and trying to make his promise to God. But it's something that he still doesn't feel it's enough, what he's been doing. So one day I think he's coming home from school or basketball practice or something like that, and he's passing by, you know, the old creepy house at the end of the street, you know, that every town's got one, the haunted house where the evil person lives, and so it's a witch or it's ghosts or whatever. This is the local kind of like haunted house. And there's all these rumours about an evil old man that lives there with a killer dog and everything. So he's passing by this house one day on his way home, and he hears a dog barking, and then he hears somebody shouting, help me. So he goes into the garden to help, and he finds the old man lying. He's fallen off a ladder, and the dog's been barking, trying to get somebody to come and help. And he realises this dog isn't this evil devil dog, you know, that everybody's been terrified of for years. She's just a wee old dog. And obviously he helps the old man, he phones an ambulance and everything like that. Paramedics come, help him, take him to hospital, but then they realise who's going to look after the dog. So Charlie says, I'll look after your dog while you're in hospital, don't worry about it. So he starts looking after the dog, and he goes to see the old man whose name is I have forgotten. Don't know, Howard Bowditch. Don't know how I could forget. I've no long read it. So anyway, Mr. Bowditch is in the hospital. Turns out he needs a lot more surgery and operations and things than they expected. So once he said all that, Charlie's regularly visiting him while he's in the hospital, and he decides to be Howard's caregiver when he comes home so that he can get out of hospital, because he doesn't have any family, he's got no friend, no one to look after him. So Charlie decides to become the carer. So this goes on for a wee while. Charlie's looking after him, giving him his medication, cleaning his wounds, everything like that. And the longer it's going on, they form a friendship. And he just absolutely falls in love with the dog, who's called Radar. So after a while, unfortunately, Mr. Bowditch dies. Now, there's other stuff happens in between that I'm not going to go into because I don't want to spoil everything. But basically, Mr. Bowditch dies, and he leaves a recording telling Charlie about this other world that's in his hut out the back door, basically. And at first, obviously, Charlie's like, "Oh, can't it be real? No way, that this doesn't exist, none of that." But then he remembered something that happened that I'm not going to tell you about, that you can read for yourself. He remembered something that happened and decided, I'm going to go investigate this hut. So he did, and basically, cutting a long story short, it leads into another world. When he gets to this other world, he realises there's been a curse placed on this kingdom, and basically he helps the people. I'm trying to not say too much because I don't want to spoil it, but basically this curse has been put on the kingdom, and people think that Charlie is the Prince Charming, you know, that you get in fairy tales. Prince Charming comes along and saves the day by kissing Snow White, or, you know, whatever the thing is. They think Charlie is the hero that's going to come in and save them. Lots of stuff happens. I'm not going to tell you too much about the curse, don't want to ruin it. But, you know, he helps them. And I'm just going to leave it at that. You can find anything out for yourself. But basically, it helps them, and everything's wonderful. And I mean, there is some more things going on. Like there's a sundial in the city that if you go on it and turn it a certain amount of times, you can get younger. There's all that kind of thing going on. As I said, I'm not totally going to go into all that because it would just spoil it. But I just loved every single second of reading this book. I couldn't put it down. In between, like if I was just getting up to make a cup of tea, I was sitting reading a chapter, things like that, while I was waiting, and, you know, in the kettle boiling. I was literally so good that I couldn't put it down. And the ending, I was satisfied. I know some people might think, oh, it wasn't a good ending after all that. Ooh. I was happy with the ending. I enjoyed the ending. It had a conclusion. You know, it didn't just randomly finish. There was a conclusion. There was a this is what happened next type thing. So good. I 100% recommend it. I'm going to basically review the books out of 5 stars, and I'm going to give this the full 5 stars because it was just that good. I don't think I can say anything more about it other than it was so good. So that was my first review. I hope you liked it. Share the video, like, you know, the usual usual rubbish. And excuse the way I look today because I have been at the gym. Plus I was at choir rehearsal, so my voice is bad again. But, you know, these things happen. So anyway, I'm going to be doing another review in about 10 minutes on a book called Quest for a Kelpie, which has been around for a long time. It's by a woman called Frances Mary Henry. Sorry, I had to look at it to get the name right. That's a book I read at school that I just recently found again. So I'll be doing a review on that, and then I'll be doing a review on my first Voracious Readers Only book, which I will tell you all about in another video. So if you like this one, as I say, give a like, subscribe, share, all the usual stuff, and check out the other videos that are to come. And if I remember, as I said, I'll put the pictures up of the book and I'll put some information in the description. As I said, I'm not the world's best at editing. I'm just starting to do all this kind of thing, because if you see my channel, you'll see there's lots and lots of videos. But a lot of it is just like singing and stuff for years and years ago. And there's been the odd videos I've put up of like my dogs being dogs, you know. So there's nothing I've ever really had to properly edit. I mean, I've cut them down to shorts or whatever, and that's as far as I've went. So this is me. I'm learning as I go. So the quality of the videos will improve the more I learn. And I'll be able to cut out a lot of the crap that I'm speaking, the lots of in-between bits that you really don't need to hear, and I can edit myself a bit better. And maybe in the next video I'll look a wee bit better because I won't be as red, and I'll have fixed my hair. And I'll probably still be in the gym gear because it'll be in about 10 minutes. But, you know, what can I say? Probably not the best look I have, you know, to introduce myself to you. But that's my review of Stephen King's fairy tale. 100% recommend you get it. Recommend that you check out Kayla Lenzen's channel, Books in the Dark, as well. And obviously, like, subscribe, the usual. Bye.